Even with the King diagnosed with cancer, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they can't give him a moment's peace. They've relaunched their website, sussex.com. And as you can see, they have their coat of arms at the top of the page, and then the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, they might have dropped the word royal, but they clearly are still exploiting their connections to the royal family they keep trashing. Joining me from London is Patrick Christys, star presenter at GB News. Patrick, what do you make of all this?
Thank you. Well, it turns out, according to someone I interviewed on my show last night, that this might actually be illegal because you shouldn't be commercialising the royal brand, especially when you're not a working member of the royal family. So they could well be in hot water there. What I find really hilarious is the way that Harry and Meghan are described on this website. Harry described as a military hero, fine, look, 2 tours to Afghanistan, not going to dispute that. You know, mental health advocate, all right, you know, okay, he does some work there. Environmentalist as well. That's a really remarkable bit. I mean, this guy's got on more private jets than I've had hot dinners, Andrew. Meghan Markle is described as a feminist and some kind of freedom fighter and all of that. Meanwhile, you look at the way that she's treated pretty much every female member of the royal family and you think, really, what have you actually done? So, yes, this could come back to bite Harry and Meghan because it would be quite embarrassing if they end up having to retract all of this. You know, dining out on the royal name, commercialising the royal name. And, yeah, the royal family do take an incredibly dim view of this. Like I said, it may well end up being illegal.
Well, I just think it's off, whatever it is. Patrick, you know, our government, our Labor government, has been far too close, in my opinion, to the pro-Palestinian movement and far too distant from the Israeli side in this war against the Hamas terrorist group. UK Labor is just as bad. I wonder what's going on in the water with Labor parties. Your Labor leader, Keith Starmer, has been forced to suspend 2 Labor candidates, one of them a former MP, for extraordinary anti-Israeli remarks. One, Azhar Ali, was suspended after a sick anti-Jewish conspiracy theory about that October 7 massacre that Hamas did that killed 1,200 Jews. His theory, Israel's Prime Minister deliberately let it happen. Here he is.
In Israel again, you know. We'll not get Israel over the line unless we go at them hard. No British person should be fighting for any other country. At all, full stop. It's against the law and you should be locked up.
And the other Labor candidate, Graham Jones, a former MP, wanted to lock up any British Jews who fought for Israel and said F Israel, or that effing Israel. What do you make of all this? This is an embarrassment for Keir Starmer, the Labor leader, isn't it?
Yeah, they're in absolutely massive trouble, and we've started to see the polls narrow very slightly, although Labour, of course, are still in the lead. The fact is that Labour are being confronted by the reality that they helped to create here. For a very, very long period of time, they put a huge amount of faith into the quotes-unquote Muslim vote. And now there's an issue going on with the Muslim world, and they don't support that issue, and now they're being absolutely rampaged through by, shock horror, British Muslims. The fact is that Labour MPs are now being hounded in the street. The Deputy Leader, the Chancellor, all of these MPs are being absolutely hounded on the doorstep. And that MP that you heard from there, Azhar Ali, was booted out of a curry house by people in Rochdale where he's standing for election because his party is not backing officially a ceasefire. And so what's happening now is that you're seeing them panicking behind closed doors and desperately resorting to more and more extreme measures in order to try to appease that Muslim vote and people who are very, very anti-Israel. And that's what's going to continue to happen. The Labour Party are in a total mess. The big problem now for Keir Starmer's Labour Party is who else was at this meeting? What else is going to come out? And there is a slow drip, drip, drip. And he's set himself a precedent, OK? It is worth noting that if Keir Starmer had been in power when Hamas invaded Israel and committed that attack, he would have lost half of his cabinet. Half of his cabinet would have had to go because of their views. You cannot really run a country like that, can you? It's a good job he's in opposition and not in power at the moment.
Yeah, well, that might just be a question of time. Patrick, I don't know if you're sick of talking about this. You opened up about something personal to you on the weekend. You said Nigel Farage saved you from an addiction to alcohol. And well, why did you come out with this?
Yeah, look, I wanted to use the platform that I have here to try to help others, really. I'm very, very grateful that I managed to get help in time, and there is, no two ways about it. Unfortunately, I would not be with us now. Some people might think that was a good thing, but I would not be with us now if I'd have not managed to get myself sorted. And I just wanted to try to share a message of strength and hope for people, really, and say that if you are struggling with addiction, as millions and millions of people are, that there is a way out of it, and you can go on to live a completely normal life. As I said, there is only one thing in this life that I can't do now, and that is drink. I can do absolutely everything else. And I just wanted to try to highlight that. And the messages that I've had as a result of that have been quite inspiring, actually. And I do hope that plenty of people out there now can get a bit of help if they need it, because there is a way out of this thing.
Well, Patrick, I mean, I've said it before, I couldn't help but notice how much more energy and verve and all that. You look tremendous from the time that I first met you. I mean, I thought, you know, good on you. But what was the push finally that made you do this?
Well, initially Nigel Farage called me and said, look, I know that you're drinking too much, and that meant that I couldn't really get away with it at work anymore. And then I've managed to go 18 months now, which is, you know, a good thing one time. And I just decided that I wanted to get something out there on my own terms, you know, what this industry can be like. And I just decided that now felt like a good time.
Well, Patrick, you know, you got a fan in me, and not just for that, but for everything. I love the way you tackle life, and I like the way you've tackled your problems, and, you know, all strength to you. And I'm sure the viewers, you know, many of whom are fans of yours, will wish you the very best and be grateful to you for sharing that message. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate that.